Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new movie. The name of this movie is What If Naruto Became a Tyrant? And yeah guys, it is an unscripted movie as well and my own idea. I had this idea while I was reading some mangas online, so yeah. I hope you enjoyed today's story, and if you do then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And aside from that, make sure you follow me on my second channel as well, Apollo Extra What Ifs. That is my official second channel as well. Now aside from that, enough of my yip yapping, let's begin with our today's story and roll the intro. Our story begins with Ino Yamanaka, the heiress to the Yamanaka clan, as she was turned 16 this year and has been put in the Yamanaka psychiatric ward as well, working alongside her father as a doctor to cure the patients who have been dealing with PTSDs of war as well as other traumatic events, to get them over with it, and to study the human mind to develop more jutsus and to increase their power. As she was adamant on one case only that she wanted on her 16th birthday, since her dad has promised that she will get her first case and subject when she reaches at the age of 16. As her father and mother were happy. So, Ino-chan, have you finally decided on the case? Yes, To-chan. I want to study the case file of Naruto Uzumaki, as Inoichi's eyes turned cold and his skin color changed completely. No! Anything but that! You're not going near that monster. As Inoichi's face showed that he was having a stroke again. Inoichi-san, said his wife, Misaki, as she dashed towards him. What did you do to your father? I didn't do anything. Go to your room. I will bring him to doctor. As after that, for the next couple of days, Ino couldn't get that image of her father out of her mind. What has caused her father to become like this when she mentioned Naruto like this? She needed to get to the bottom of this, and for that, she needed to know more about the subject. Not only the name and the files, as well as the holster that they were kept in. You see, why the name was chosen by Ino was because she had known the kid when he was little, until a few years back he suddenly disappeared from the academy and was placed here, unfortunately, because of some traumatic events. But God knows what happened for her father to show that reaction. As after some time a Yamanaka appeared there, clansman, Ino-sama. Inoichi-sama has awoken, and he deems it necessary that you return to him in an instant. As Ino, who was in the psychiatric ward and was going to find out more about Naruto, returned back. As she saw that her father was laying on the bed. Ino-chan, Dad, are you? I am fine. But please, stop your research. What you will find will be no good. You might even lose your own mind trying to decipher that one. I have seen many of my comrades and friends die because they felt something akin to that kid. And that kid was nothing more than a bad omen, destroying them and their souls from within. What do you mean, To-chan? Naruto was a nice kid. I have seen him. I have studied with him. He was just innocent. His innocence was stripped away from him, and what was only left behind was a monster. A monster that these people created. Who? As Misaki then looked down with a sigh. People of Konoha, I want to know. So be it. Inoichi-san. It's alright, Misaki. She's at the age. She should know what has happened to her comrade and friend. As Inoichi then said, it all began. As we have a flashback now. We see that a 6-year-old Naruto was returning after eating his ramen, after having an eventful day in the academy. And it had been 6 months since he was going there, as he was kicked and knocked out by something. And once he woke up, he was tied to a wooden post. And not only that, his hands were stabbed in through the palm to the tree stump by kunais, and so could be said for his feet. As Naruto, after he woke up, the first thing he felt was immense pain and dizziness because of the blood loss. As he screamed for help, but no one came, until more boundary wires were wrapped around him and ripped. They were the Uchihas and mixture of different clansmen, lower level ones, and they were the ones who caused this pain to the kid, using him as a practice dummy. and caused the kid's innocence to strip away from him, what causing him to see some disturbed images as well, such as having sex in front of him, taking and stripping away his innocence as a kid. And that is what has caused this to happen. As with this, Inoichi closed the matter because he didn't want Ino to get disturbed by these turns of events as he was when he found out about these. And we tried to rescue that kid. Many of us did. After that, Inoichi said as we returned to the present, but to no avail, His innocence is taken away from him. He's just a monster, a husk, waiting to be unleashed, and unleash its anger and rage on all of us. Many of the Yamanakas were devoured by his anger, if I may say so myself. And I don't want you to be the next one of his targets. I think I will be different, Dad. What do you mean, How can you be different than any of us? I once studied with him, and I even considered him my friend. I may have not been the nicest person to him, but I considered him a friend, nonetheless. He will at least listen to me. You can try, Wait, Inoichi-san, you can't. Why are you doing this to our daughter? You know what he has done to many of the clansmen. It is the only way that she will listen. But it will be under my supervision, You will have your first session next week, as Ino was happy after hearing about this. And after that, 2 days went by when a sudden news broke out. The fourth Hokage was alive, and he has returned back with his wife and their son, Menma Uzumaki Namikaze, their clan here, as well as the Jinchuriki of Kyubi no Yoko, as many of the Konoha's people alongside her were confused and quite shocked to see that their hero was alive, until Minato himself was now addressing his people alongside with Hiruzen, as all of them were gathered around the Hokage office, as on the top of it we see the fourth Hokage standing there. People of Konoha, Gakure and Sato, I know that I have deserted the village for a time, but I did it out of safety of my family. I did not wish to betray all of you, and I hope that you will be able to forgive me. But the truth is that Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze is my son, and he never was the Jinchuriki. He only had a portion of the chakra, so that even the jutsu users could be fooled that he was the Jinchuriki. He was left here because we wanted him to be protected by the villagers, because I knew that you would do so. But I was wrong. My son was taken away from me and is dead. I have heard. And to be honest, I guess you can say it is tit for tat. I betrayed you, you betrayed me. And I'm willing to forget about this. But please do not harm my son, because I will not tolerate this any longer. My other son at least. Now meet my other son, pride and joy, Menma Uzumaki Namikaze, the one true heir to my clans, the only one left. As Menma then said, I am saddened by the death of my brother, but let's just admit it. He was insignificant stepping stone in my path, as everyone was shocked by his words. I'm sorry, Tochan, Gachan, but it is true. He was nothing more than an insignificant stepping stone that you threw in front of me to push me up, and that is why I'm here. Naruto's sacrifice will not be in vain. I promise you, as the child of prophecy, I will protect each and every one of you from the catastrophe that is to befall on us, and from any danger as well. As all of them cheered, as Ino cringed as she watched the family talking about their son who was in such condition, and was feeling disgusted. How can they? But unknown to all of them, deep in Yamanaka psychiatric ward, deep in the most secure and well-guarded cell, we see a figure sitting in the darkness. As he smiled a little bit, at least someone cares. As after that, 2 weeks went by, as we see that Ino was finally given her first session, as Inoichi was there. And Yamanakas, as Hiruzen has suggested, keep this hidden from them. At first, they wanted it because they didn't want to break the family and turn them away after finding out that they were alive. But now, they wanted to keep Naruto away from them, because if they get their hands on Naruto, who is already turned into a monster, God knows what might happen, or what might Naruto do to them. As we see that Naruto was brought there chained, as his cold blue eyes looked at Inoichi through the glass, which could not be seen. Hello, Inoichi-san. How have you been? As Inoichi felt chills run down his spine, As Naruto smirked, as his cold eyes gazed through him through the one-sided see-through glass. How can I can sense, I can hear. When you are forced to live in the darkness, you are able to adapt through it. As Naruto got up and broke through all the chakra resistant chains, and you make your body your own weapon. As Naruto looked at Ino. But that is not why we are here, as he sat down much more comfortably. I'm sorry about this, but that was quite uncomfortable. So, what is that you want to hear about, Doctor? Naruto-kun, do you remember me? Ah, Yamanaka. Of course I do. The most gorgeous girl in my class. Much more than ever so and Sakura. That washboard. So, how is Sasuke? That guy you were after. Did he finally listen to you or something? No, Naruto. Actually, Sasuke deserted the village. And Sakura, she's just hell-bent on finding him. I see. What a pity. So, what else happened? What about those two guys who were hell-bent on being my friend? Yes, Shikamaru and Choji. That's what their name was. They're my teammates, or were, until we became Jonin and parted ways. We have different divisions now. Ah, I see. That is good. So you choose to follow your own family's tradition and became a psychiatrist, I suppose. Yes, Naruto, I did. Good, it suits you. A beautiful lady, working as a psychiatric doctor? Quite hot and tempting, if you might ask me. As Inuichi, for some reason, was feeling anger, he knew Naruto. He was not an innocent kid who once was the victim. He was a master manipulator, as well as the monster, hiding behind a sheep's clothing, waiting for the perfect chance to attack. And this time around, his main target was not Ino. It was Inuichi, and that was to push his button, get under his skin. And it was working. Even Inuichi knew that. This fucker. As Naruto smirked. And I might say so myself. Heck, I would have come out if I knew that you were going to turn out like that, Ino-chan, and would have taken you away from that Teme. Myself. That's it, Ichi said as he went inside and grabbed Naruto by the collar. Dad, stop it! Shut up, Ino. This was a mistake. Oh, yes, it was. A big mistake that you made. As Naruto turned into dust and disappeared, as he appeared on the other side, where the door was open. Oh no. As Naruto then said, later, Ino-chan, with a smile as he closed the door and suddenly disappeared with the smoke as well. Cause the sirens. It's code black. Naruto Uzumaki has escaped. Do not let him escape the facility. As sirens begin to reign inside these secret facilities of the Yamanaka, as the Anbus were alerted, and was the Kage and the elders of the previous time. As since Minato did not know, Hiruzen said that he will take care of this. As Naruto now stood outside, with some of the Yamanakas laid dead on the ground, as he heard a voice, Naruto, my boy, please stop this madness. They're just trying to... Hiruzen Sarutobi. It's been a long time since I met you, old man. How have you been? You look healthy, by the way. It's been a long time, Naruto. Why aren't you wearing your hat? Naruto asked with curiosity as his eyebrow rose. Don't lie to me, Naruto. You already know why. So the pathetic family has finally returned. I'm a stepping stone, aren't I? Let's just say, Didi, tell them this. It's time to pay back what they owe to the stepping stone. And I'm coming for their head. And the power they so crave. They want to save this world and become the savior. I'll be the judge of that. What are you talking about, Naruto? Please return to your cell, said Koharu, as she too was scared of the monster that was in front of her. Ah, Koharu-chan, as she flinched as did everyone else. Didn't I tell you that it will cause more wrinkles to grow on your ugly mug if you talk to me like that? Or do you want me to rip that skin away from your face? As Naruto's eyes then looked at all of them with coldness, as his skin was extinguishing huge amount of blue flames before he disappeared in a murder of flames altogether. As now we see Naruto standing on top of the Hokage monument. Pathetic. They don't even sense that I'm here. Who are you? And why are you standing here in my place? As Naruto turned, hello, brother. It's been a long time. As he had a smirk on his face. As now we see that Menma was standing on the other side, with his violet eyes widening. What? But but you're supposed to. As Naruto appeared in front of him in an instant and punched him in the gut, causing his eyes to roll back into the head almost. I'm not that, you piece of shit. But I'll make sure that wish you were. Or at least I was. As Naruto after that disappeared, leaving Menma there on the ground clutching his stomach. As after that Menma woke up. As we see that Minato and Kushina were there. What happened, Menma? It was Naruto. It was Naruto who did this. Your brother is dead. Stop it, Menma. You have already disrespected him enough. What do you mean disrespected him? Isn't that why you gave birth to him, so that he could be a stepping stone for me? No! It was a hard decision that we made. Perhaps the biggest mistake that we did. As after that, we see that Hiruzen and Inoichi as well as others arrived. Perhaps the biggest one was to give birth to him, said Inoichi. What do you mean, Inoichi? My son is dead. He is not dead. Inoichi, silence, said Hiruzen. No, Hokage-sama. He, as the Kage, has the right to know this now. Your son was alive. These people have stripped away his innocence after tormenting him and torturing his mind to the extent that it was broken finally. And he endured it. Stripping away his innocence left him with only nothing more than a husk that developed into a monster. Monster that was unleashed today because of my foolishness. What do you mean? He was kept in Yamanaka psychiatric ward for the past 8 to 9 years. And from the day he turned 6. What? Oh no. This is all our fault, Minato. Yes, it is, said a voice as Naruto appeared there with her flames. As he looked at all of them. Hello, everyone. Naruto, please come back to your cell and let us help you. Oh, and like I would listen to any of you. Isn't that right, Ino-chan? As Ino arrived there, she had dark circles under her eyes, as her teal eyes were lifeless. Yes, Naruto-sama. She said, see? What have you done to my daughter? Obviously, a king needs his queen when he's going to take over all of you by trampling you. And it so happens to be that I have chosen her as to be your daughter, Ino Yamanaka. Leave her alone. She didn't do anything wrong to you. She just wanted to help you. Is this how you repay her? Please, I beg of you. Whatever you have to have some sort of hatred directed towards me, not towards my family. And I promise you I'm not father-in-law. My only hatred is towards Konoha, except for Yamanakas and these stupid assholes who call themselves a family. And an Uzumaki. Venge. Naruto said, with such disdain that his anger unleashed huge amount of killer intent there, causing them all to freeze. But you see, I enjoy a little hunt and prey game, where I'll be the hunter and you'll be the prey. What makes you think that we'll listen to you, you bastard? As Menma charged, Rasengan, coming towards Naruto with a single knife, cleaved through his hand as it fell to the ground as Menma began to scream. What have you done? Ah, Gajan, it hurts! Cry, baby. Is this the extent of your oh-so potential? Is this what you trained for the past 16 years? Naruto said, looking at them with disgust. Pathetic. And he's supposed to be the one that I was supposed to defeat in the end. Well, what can I say? I'm tired of this. I'm leaving you. And I'll be coming back. Be prepared, Menma. Because when I do, it will not be only me. I'll have an army of me. And people like me. Come on, my love. Hi, please. As then looked towards her father. Everything is fine, Tojan. I'm with the man that I love now. As after that, Naruto and Ino left. As Minato and Kushina were shocked, as Tsunade and Jiraiya has finally arrived there because they were late and delayed of their arrival towards Konoha, and the first thing they had to deal with was Menma and his hand that was now totally useless. I'm sorry, Kushina, but the hand is rendered useless, indicating that his shinobi career is already over. I'll get you back for this, you bastard. You took everything away from me. My chance for glory, the thing I trained to the bone for the past 16 years. I'm not gonna let you win, Naruto. If I'm going down, you're going down with me. As after that, we go towards Jiraiya and Tsunade as well as Minato and Kushina, who were witnessing Menma's breakdown in his room. It is not sufficient that we let him roam free. He can be dangerous to himself if not anyone else. But why would Naruto do this? He has been through a lot. I have gotten hold of the information from Sensei as well as from Yamanaka-san. It seems that the people are not so kind that we deem them to be. So what now? What are we gonna do about him? What else? We prepare, because Naruto has given us a warning. Said, here's an ass Minato then said, wait, how can you decide on this on your own? I am the kage of this village. To be honest, Minato, you're not suitable enough. You're the one who is the main reason to cause all of this pain and suffering to all of us. If you had just told us or remained here, this wouldn't have turned out like this. But I did something so that you did something, and that something has caused Naruto to turn into this. You talk like it's all our fault, said Kushina. It is on your end that is the fault. We just told you our last wish and you repeated like this. As they all looked down as well. In the end, it was all our fault. Including yours as well, said Ichi as he was sitting down with red eyes. The kid has taken my daughter away. Misaki, she didn't take it well as well. But I promise you this much. I'm gonna find that fucker. And when I do, I'm gonna break every bone in his body and make him wish that he wasn't born. Good. Because that is what we're gonna do, said Danzo. Danzo, enough! Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze is a dangerous being. He has taken lives of way too much Yamanakas, and Inichi himself has said that he was close to the brink of death dealing with him. He's a master manipulator as well as a dangerous being who God knows what powers he holds. So we should take in consideration of what he has said, and his words were heavy. He will be back with an army, and knowing for him fully well that he will be. As this was happening, the news broke out about Naruto deserting the village. As from the insider news, such as from Kabuto, Orochimaru was able to find out what was the commotion and what was this Naruto being. And Sasuke, who was training under his wing, found out as well, as he was quite shocked at what he has found. What do you think, Sasuke-kun? Is he more dangerous than you? Like he will be. He was just a dope back then, so what he has gone crazy. He's nothing more than a dope. To the end. A crazy one at that. And that is where you are wrong, my friend. You have heard it, Ino-chan, way too much, said voices from the shadows. But it was all too familiar voice to Sasuke. Dope. As Orochimaru and Kabuto on the other end were quite shocked and scared. How was he able to find their hideout? And more specifically, the one in which they were currently in. You still leave some trails behind. Even if you try to cover it. But I, the ultimate predator, can sense it, Naruto said, as he jumped in front of them, cracking his neck and knuckles. So, what do you say? Shall we have this dance? In his hand was the gunpei of Madara Uchiha. Why do you have that gunpei? Because I liked it, and I took what I like. As Sasuke, Orochimaru, and Kabuto got into a battle stance, I'll deal with him, said Kabuto as Kirimaru landed next to him. As he was broken and mangled. What have you done to him? Oh, it wasn't me. It was my beloved, as landed next to him. As Sasuke was aware of her, even more so ever. What happened to you? The Uchiha cocksucker is finally here. What happened? What did he do to you? Now Sasuke was concerned of this Yamanaka girl, who was his fangirl at one point. Naruto was not normal. He was way beyond something he had thought, because Kurimaru was strong, and Sasuke was able to beat him, but to the extent that he was left huffing and puffing as well. But Naruto, he has just beaten him outright, in strength and everything. What do you want, Naruto? I want one thing, and that is your army, and I will get it by killing Orochimaru, and Kabuto, and you. As Naruto dashed towards them, as the three of them got into stance, and Orochimaru threw his snake barrage at Naruto after his head was on the ground, as Kabuto used his chakra scalpels, which Naruto took hit on, but he turned into flames. As a voice then said, pathetic. All it took was your powerful jutsu to deal with my clone. As suddenly something happened, as Kabuto's heart was now in a hand that was piecing out his chest, as there stood another Naruto, who erupted out of shadows with flames, as his eyes looked at all of them with smirk. As Kabuto's heart was beating in Naruto's hand as he tried to grab his heart. But before he could, Naruto said as flame spears appeared in his hand, purple ones as they pierced through each and every one of them. As Orochimaru was quite surprised by this power, as he then said, "What is that ability? What is that? I wish to know before I die." To be honest, Orochimaru wanted to buy time. "Oh, I will tell you by killing you." As he began, as two more Narutos appeared and dashed towards Sasuke. "You see, when you're left into the darkness, defend off yourself," he said, dodging Orochimaru's all attacks. He grabbed his fist and choked him by the neck and then slammed him into the ground. "You tend to know and develop and experience some new things. This was the power of natural chakra that existed in the earth. Something that I was able to use without the usage of even my own chakra. Like borrowing chakra from nature, but not through your coils. How have you? I have been able to achieve this because I wasn't able to use chakra, but I knew that it existed. It was quite hard, but in the end I was able to decipher it. Use it as my ultimate tool and weapon." So, sayonara, Orochimaru, as flame spears erupted from the ground, burning him until nothing was remained there. As he walked towards Sasuke, whose arm was cut off as he was bleeding. "Now, Sasuke Uchiha, tell me one thing. Why shouldn't I kill you?" As Sasuke gritted his teeth, because he was at the mercy of Naruto, his sensei, and his superior was just taken out by him, and he didn't even look that he flinched or was out of breath. "I need revenge as well." "Revenge on who?" "Konoha, Itachi, everyone." I was able to find out that it was Itachi who killed all of them, even the innocents, because Konoha said so, leaving me alone for my eyes to be used as his after harvesting. Ah, what a pity. And what else? It was Konoha who has labeled my clan as the demon enslavers and causing havoc 16 years ago. I see. Not only I was the one burdened with all this mess, but you as well, Sasuke. Something I feel akin to, but knowing your personality fully well, you will betray me the second chance you get. But I'll allow you to leave. Walk away from my life and from my matters. Deal with Itachi Uchiha on your own. I promise to leave him alone for you. But Konoha is out of question. I have given them a fair warning, and they will be destroyed. And I have given them 3 years of worth of time. You can enjoy on this day 3 years later. At Konoha's highest point, you will see the show and band to get there together. As Sasuke thought for a bit, he could take the chance of joining Naruto, but Naruto already has deciphered his whole personality, and knowing fully well Naruto would never trust him. And that left him with only one choice, and that choice was to retreat and deal with Itachi as Naruto has promised. But as for Konoha, Naruto wasn't allowing this. As much as he hated to admit, he had no choice, so he has to push back. Fine, I agree with you. I'll leave. But Itachi is mine alone. I will deal with him on my own. Good. Stay away from Konoha, Sasuke. Otherwise the Uchiha clan might really go extinct. Naruto said, as his eyes showed that what he was saying wasn't a warning. It was a promise that he will fulfill. As Sasuke was now sweating in cold sweat as he said, "Yes, sir." "Good. And as Sasuke flinched, patch up your arm before you leave. Don't say that I didn't give you the nice hospitality in my new lands." As after that, Sasuke being patched up by left. As now we see that Naruto and Ino were the ones who had their own base. Multiple bases that they have ventured to and found out finally Orochimaru. What are we gonna do, Anata? Ah, my beloved. You'll be the queen and I'll be the king. But, first of all, we need to lay the foundation if we want to start our own kingdom. Yes, you are right, my love. And this will be the foundation. And I, Naruto, declared that we will be the only force in this whole elemental nation. An only powerful being. And we will capture every land. But how? Patience, Ino-chan, with patience. There are many more out there who are wronged like us. And once I found them, I will recruit them. And through them, I will be able to enter the councils of the minor villages. Because Orochimaru has his own, well, a lot of supply of money. Let's just say we will play our cards right, and within 1 year or so, most of the minor villages will be our. But my biggest targets are Snow Country as well as the Rice Country, because they hold the Pandora box, the box of wishes and fulfillment. If only I'll be able to get the power of that box. If only. Leave it to me. I'll go to the blood prison now, I'll be the one to go there. And Naruto did. And within 6 months, Naruto came with the box powers and a huge demon-like beast intact, which was completely under his control now. Good. The Rice Country has been taken over now, and so has the blood prison. Leaves us a lot of place where we can send in those who we want to torture. Now, as for the other country, it was hard to track down Kyoki Kazehana, but Naruto did so with all the resources that he had, and found out that why she became an actress, because of Toto Kazehana, her uncle, who has taken over the Ice Country and have been nothing more than a tyrant. And in this world only one could exist, and that was Naruto. So Naruto brutally attacked him, overpowering him and his armies, and in the end cut his head off in front of his own people until his own soldiers cut their head off, and Naruto watched it from the throne. As Kyoki was given the first rank in his arsenal as well as royalties. She was the first duchess of Ice Country, and she accepted and promised that she will be allied to Naruto's kingdom, the kingdom of Avalon that Naruto was going to form. It was the only story that Naruto remembered of the King Arthur and the Excalibur, in which the kingdom of Avalon was found by him, and that is what Naruto was going to do, form his own Avalon, and be the tyrannical ruler that he wanted to be, but justly. As after that, Naruto plan began. For the next 6 months, he corrupted the council with the money supply, through chain of money supply throughout the council members, and weakened them from within until he attacked them. And attacking them and capturing them and conquered them in the end. It was divide and conquer for Naruto. He has been using these tactics all thanks to her beloved Ino-chan, who has studied war tactics enough. As this was going on, everyone was aware of this, mainly the major villages, such as the 5 elemental nation villages. Because their land owners, daimyos, have been now getting way too much fussy as their properties were being stripped away from them one by one. They were losing lands, and that is something that they could not comprehend. And that is why the daimyo has announced the 5 Kage summit to happen early on. And it was going on currently, as Minato A, as well as Sabuko no Gara, who has become the newest Kage of the Sand Village. Aside from that, Oniki was also there as well. The 5 Kages were gathered as the meeting began. Okay, so what is this meeting about? Said Minato. You don't know? Said Oniki. I thought the Yellow Flash would have known. Please, Oniki, just get to the point. What is this meeting about? This meeting is about the daimyos, as they are losing their minds. They say that they're losing properties and their hold on the lands from the outskirts, as many of the minor villages are being taken over by some new force called Avalon. We don't know or ever heard about Avalon. Minato said, do you know who could be the person behind this all? No. For all we care, we think that it might be you, Yellow Flash, said Oniki. Seriously, stop with the racism. Racism? You killed a lot of our people. So what? You tried to attack us. Not like we had any other choice. As he grumbled, enough, said A. We're not here to fight. We're here to decipher what's going on, and how we can stop it, and make the daimyos not lose their heads so we can focus on something much more important, which is our shinobi carriers and the future generation. He's right, said May. We have suffered enough, and now that we are finally able to recover and regain somewhat of dignity, this happens. We need to search through the bottom of this to stop this from happening. Because if it doesn't stop, the daimyos will most likely lose their minds and heads, and will be the one who will be chewed out in the end. As Gara then said, so what do you all suggest? As Minato then said, We have to find out who this leader of Avalon is, or what is it even. That is something that I can answer, said a deep voice, as from a whirlpool a masked person appeared that Minato was all too familiar with. You're Madara Uchiha. As all of those who knew about that name suddenly froze to the ground. How is that possible? Let's just say when you have the ultimate power, you are even able to defy that. So how do you know who this person is? The thing is, he is someone that is close to you. He is someone who has challenged you. I mean, think about it, Minato. You have wronged him, and so have your village. What would be that person who could have gone through such circumstances? As Minato didn't have to search for that answer too long until his shoulder slumped. Naruto? Yes, he is your son that you wronged. Naruto Uzumaki no Mikaze. As all of them then looked towards Minato and then back at him. What do you mean it is his son? I knew that Yellow Flash has to be behind this. It's not Konoha who is there behind this, or Yellow Flash. It's Naruto on his own. Naruto was, as the so-called Madara then began to tell and explain to them what has transpired. So why are you here warning us about this and telling us this? Because you wanted to know, and he's the biggest hurdle in my path. What path? Paths toward peace. He is the biggest source of danger towards it, and the biggest cause of harm. If he is to be removed, we have to work together. And that is the only way we will be able to trample him. I say we agree with him, said Oniki. What? Without any proof or wording or anything? Said A. That is so not cool, said May. Asgard agreed, as he had a sweat drop. Yes, I agree with the Kages as well. We cannot just trust him. He claimed to be Madara Uchiha, and he's from Akatsuki nonetheless, who tried to attack me a few months back. For some reason I do not know, and they did not disclose. So that is why we cannot trust them at all cost. And what forever they're talking about peace is. As Minato then agreed as well. 4 versus 1, said the Iron Leader. Please leave, Madara-sama. I respect you and hope that you respect our traditions on these lands. These are not shinobi lands and are neutral ones. They are neutral to the shinobi clans, but I'm related to no one. But I must admit that you are the only person that I respect out of here. So I'll leave peacefully. I'll be waiting for your answer. I know the Kage Summit will be continuing on for a month or so, since you will be here scratching your heads trying to decipher bit by bit. I have already speeded up the process. I'll be back within the next month. And so, be here and be with an answer. As now the 5 Kages were left to their thoughts. What should we do? Said Oniki. Obviously we should agree with this. I mean, he is your old son that you're trying to capture. It'll be easy that way if he is the one to lead us there. But he tried to attack me, Oniki. He might be planning something big. They might be planning something big. That is correct. We cannot just ignore that. Yujito was also attacked a few weeks back, before this whole fiasco began. And we cannot just let go of that fact easily. They are out of nowhere working with us. Something is wrong here. Something that we're not trying to see, or they're trying to hide from us completely. I see now. I will talk to this about with Jiraiya. As Jiraiya was brought in. Jiraiya-sensei, what is it, Minato? What do you know about Akatsuki? From what I have been able to gather, they are a bunch of mercenaries and stronger ones that are gathered in a bandit group, and their main goal is unknown, but they have been keeping an eye on some specific people from all over the elemental nation, and Menma is amongst them. What do I and Menma have in common? We are both Jinchurikis. We hold a Biju, said Gaara, as this caused everyone to go into sudden alarm and panic state. What should we do? There's the Akatsuki who are after the Bijus now. And there's Naruto. Wait, what? Naruto? He's the one who's causing all of this. The forgotten son of Yellow Flash. As this caused Jiraiya's eyes to go wide. What? But that can't be. And why can't that be, Jiraiya? Said a voice that they were all too familiar with. As out of nowhere, with purple flames, appeared Naruto, with a smile on his face. Hello, everyone. Esteemed Kages, beautiful lady, Naruto said as he caused me to blush. A chair made out of flame was there now, out of thin air as he sat on it. So, what do you want to talk about? I heard that a little birdie appeared here. A roasted one, at least. As Naruto then said, causing them all to chill down their spine. What are you planning, Naruto? As I have said, Minato. Mark my words. I'm here to warn you again, and to remind you, I am coming, and I do not speak hollow words. And once I do, I'll strip away every sort of happiness that you cling on to. Kid, you're talking to your father. He has suffered enough. You have taught him the lesson that you wanted to teach him. Not even close, Jiraiya. What does that supposed to make me feel? Guilty? Of some sort? My innocence was stripped away from me by Konoha. I have seen some horrible things while in deep pain. So much that I begin to enjoy pain. Not on myself, but in be inflicting on others. As Naruto then said, as out of thin air, an Anbu was grabbed and burned to death. As he looked at all of them, these cheap tricks won't work. And if you don't want any of your more shinobis to die, listen to my words carefully. I want you to surrender. Except for you, Minato, obviously. You, my dear, have a special place in hell where I'm gonna send you. Especially Konoha. So if you all other want to live and enjoy your peaceful lives and petty things, just surrender. And I'll enlist you into my royalties with given titles, as I have given the title of Duchess to Kyoki Kazehana. As the snow country is already in our hands. What? You captured? Not captured. Conquered. I don't capture. I only conquer. Because the one who captures lets go. But I conquer. And I wouldn't let go. You see, I have become what you call a greedy person. And for that, I am here to take everything that belongs to you and your daimyos. You don't have to worry about them. I won't even nag like them. What do we have to do? Said A, as Gaara nodded as well. What? You can't be considering this, said Jiraiya. And why can't they? I mean, come on. Seriously. Why? Give us a good reason. Right, gentlemen? As they looked towards Jiraiya then suddenly stumbled back. He was quite scared and shocked by the way that Naruto was able to manipulate and change the way of talking and speaking and their mindset with some words. As Onigiri then said, this could be quite nice. No nagging from daimyo. Having our own land as to do as please. And we'll be able to share resources and help each other out as well, said Mei. You all are considering this? Said Minato. Yes, as Naruto smirked. See? All good. Nothing going on here. Everything is just fine. It isn't. How can you betray us like this? This is a neutral ground. Oh, an iron country wouldn't have to suffer from the, inferiority complex that it has been. Since I do need knights, and knights wield swords. But in case of you people, they will be samurais. And why do you need samurais? Samurais are an important part of our history, the one we have forgotten. And as for tradition as well as for their strength and brutality, they are required because they follow their code and are strict to it and follow it nonetheless. And are loyal to one they submit to. And that is why I need some samurais on this side as well. What do you promise in this kingdom, Naruto? That we, as other nations and separate ones, couldn't. You see, the daimyos have caused you to be blind of one thing. They are all friends, are all happy. They don't fight. They enjoy their lives, don't they? Who suffers that in the end? Who is the pawn that they use? You guys and your villages. You have suffered through their hands enough. They torment you, use their power violently, and that is something I have witnessed myself. Wasn't it your daimyos who suggested that you should get rid of the Uzumakis? Even if you didn't want to, Oniki. Let's be honest here. Wasn't it your daimyo, A, that asked your father to send those shinobis to try to kidnap Hinata Yuga? Yes, it was. And wasn't it Yagura who was corrupted by the Waterlands daimyo to extinguish all of your youthful flames and souls? May. What? Is that true? And Gaara, your father was tormented and belittled by the Sand daimyo. So much that he even saw you as the cause of all pain and suffering. I can't be. It is true, kid. It is true. Even if you couldn't hear, I could. Shikaku? Yes, kid, it is true. As after that, Naruto then said, "See, I am not the cause of the pain or problem here, Jiraiya. Neither are these people. The people who hold the power the most are. So what? You strip away their power and become that very person that you're trying to prevent to become? Not so simple and not so fast, Jiraiya. I am different from them. I am not them. I will not become them. I am going to become something more. A king. A king who is just to his people and distributes his power and rights for decision to those who are under it, such as duchies, counts, viscounts, as well as barons and marquises." What do you mean? These are all made up stuff from the fairy tales. So what? Even if they are, we can turn it into reality if we want to, Jiraiya. Shinobi world didn't start in one day. It was converted into this whole fiasco by the power-hungry people of the past, who wanted to control from the sidelines, and they are nothing more than mere mortals. We, on the other hand, are the ones with power. Why should we fear them? Why should we be trampled by them? Why should we allow them to control us? Well, they should be the ones that are grateful that we protect. Instead, they use their money and power and status to defy us and insult us to the end. And these old daimyos and their families that they're preparing them to lead us are doing the same. As Jiraiya then fell back. "State to me, Jiraiya, haven't you been humiliated by the fire daimyo twice already? One time you couldn't land Tsunade on your bed, and one time when he asked Tsunade in front of you, and she was this close to agreeing because of her being in a state of, drunk." As Jiraiya remained quiet, as his eyes were widened. It can't be. He was trying to suppress those memories, but they came out unbottled. How do you? Let's just say I have more than secrets that I shouldn't have uncovered, that are uncovered by me. People, when they get drunk or are scared, tend to talk a lot. And I have listened to many of the stories of such from your old friend Orochimaru. What? What do you mean? Where is he? Where do you think, Jiraiya? He is dead. Gone. To the next realm, where he should have. "So you're seriously hellbent on destroying us, Naruto?" said Minato, as his eyes were covered. "Yes, you're the one who was stupid enough to cause all of this pain to me. I did not wish this to happen, Naruto, and yet it did. And I don't wish this to happen, but it will. So be it." As Minato then jumped up and charged a Rasengan, as Naruto stopped it and with a single punch threw him back to the wall. As Jiraiya charged his own Rasengan and dashed towards Naruto, as Naruto dodged and kicked Jiraiya to the face, sending him to the other side of the wall, as the other Kages were shocked. "You don't have to answer me quickly. You have been given time to think. Think, and only think from the bottom of what I have stated is not true or not. Even if you want to test, go to your daimyos and say that you have found a solution, and that is that nothing is going wrong, or something that you want to come up with, and see what happens. They will belittle you. If you don't believe me, I will personally come to each and every one of you after some time to get your answers, so you don't need to worry about that. But I won't wait for too long. So be very, very wise with your time. And to you, Minato and Konoha, sayonara for the time being." As Naruto disappeared with this laugh, this bone-chilling laugh for Konoha, as Minato was shocked. His son has defeated him with just a single strike, and so had his sensei been defeated. Was Naruto always this strong? How could this be? As now we go towards the other side, the Akatsuki, where we see that a burnt-up Obito was able to finally escape, but with huge severe wounds. "Obito, what happened to you?" said Pain. "It seems that I have finally found about this organization, Avalon. I was going to come back, but I saw that the daimyos were gathering around and were discussing something. And it was about the Kage Summit. And I found out through them that they too were after one person, and that person was Naruto. How can you be so sure it's our target? Naruto doesn't have chakra of the Kyuubi. His brother is. And he is after a lot of people who Arjun Shrikis. For what? For the same reason as we are, but for a different sort of one. What do you mean, Obito? Stop babbling. He wants to use them as his generals, while we want to use them as source of the Ten Tails' power. This is something that we do not wish to happen. So what can we do? What do you think we can do? There has to be something, said a feminine voice. It was Konan, and the person Obito was talking to was Nagato, the fake leader of the Akatsuki. As the three knew about each other's identity, as Etsu appeared from the ground, half plant-like creature. This is bad. What he has said there is not good. He was able to manipulate them, and for an instant I could see even Obito was even persuaded by his tactics. But luckily enough, I was able to shake him through out of this. We have to be very careful around him. That kid is not a kid, but a monster manipulator. What have they done to Naruto? What are the thoughts of Itachi? Wait. He was with Orochimaru. What has he done to Sasuke? Your brother was allowed to leave, but with damage. His one arm was completely cleaved off. At least he was able to escape. But what happened to him? I am here, Itachi. I finally found you, said Sasuke. Itachi, we'll leave this to you to deal with. As after the other Akatsuki member left, the two Uchiha brothers were the only ones that were left at that place. As Sasuke then said, today I'm gonna end this. With your death, my revenge will be complete. With what? Being crippled? What do you mean? I'm sorry, Sasuke, but I did all of this so that you could be hero in Konoha's eyes again, and can take away the curse of hatred from our clan, but it seems that it was a mistake. You have fallen deep into darkness, plain as I see. What are you even babbling about, Itachi? I am sorry, Sasuke. It is because of me that you are in this state. I don't know what you're trying to say, but I will not listen to any more of your bullshit. As Itachi then said, so be it. As his Sharingan activated, the Mangekyo one, as Sasuke's own activated, because of the traumatic past that he has went through with Naruto. As both of the swords clashed, and brothers fought with one another, as the battle continued on, as in canon, until the heart of Itachi gave up, as he was having a hard time fighting, and in the end died out. And that was when Obito appeared there. I see. So even in the end, he couldn't tell you the truth. I told him to. What do you mean? You see, it was Konoha. Konoha has pushed Itachi this far, so that he could only choose you, or either you alongside the clan and he dies. So he chose you, and became the deserter, the only person to be recognized by Konoha as a monster, aside from your friend Naruto. He's not my friend. He's a monster that shouldn't be allowed to exist, and that is something we need to take care of, Sasuke, before we need to take care of Konoha. You want revenge, and so do I, but the classic way. We will destroy Konoha from within, as they have done to your family. How? Easy. You will kill Naruto, and bring his head back to the village, who will see you as a hero. Once you are recognized and demand a compensation, which will be you becoming the next Kage, and say that it was Minato who has created this monster, and it was only his fault and his alone. And henceforth, the village will be agreeing with you. But how can you be so sure? Let's face it, Naruto is hated by Konoha and the rest of the elemental nations, and by doing this, you'll be doing a great job and justice towards Konoha and its people. So, they're gonna love you, kid, adore you, and that is something that I require for you to do. I see. I will do it then. I will go and kill Naruto. Good. Perfect. And one more thing. You never talked or heard about me. Hi. But what will you do? Leave that to me. You know your part now. Now you can go and avenge Itachi. As after that, Itachi was given a proper burial. Wait. There is something that Itachi wanted. His real eyes. What? But the one he was using was his father's that he has taken out, because he wanted to preserve his eyes for you. As Sasuke was shocked. Before you leave, implant these eyes. These will help you defeat Naruto way much easily. I I see. As after the operation was done, within 1 week Sasuke was back on his feet, and after revising the plan with Obito, he was allowed to leave once more, and he departed from the Akatsuki headquarters all the way towards where he last met with Naruto. As he arrived there only to be dragged there by his own very comrades who he bullied back then. Even Karin was amongst them. So you're back, Sasuke Uchiha. For what reason you were here? Naruto sat, sitting on a huge throne, and sitting beside him was Ino. Only for one thing. What? Your head. As he disappeared and appeared in front of Ino with a Chidori, only for her to smirk and disappear at blinding speed, appearing behind him and slashing him on the back, causing him to scream in pain before she disappeared from there. As Naruto chuckled, isn't she beautiful? She has been learning from the best after all. As Sasuke tried to get up but couldn't. What? What do you expect from a Yamanaka? It is a sedative. It has caused your muscles to relax so much that you are close to being paralyzed, Sasuke. So you won't be able to move for a bit. Now, Ino-chan, would you be a girly and see through his mind to see what's cooking in there? Obviously, beloved. As after finding out, she looked at Sasuke with disgust and slapped him across the face again and again until it was swollen. Ino, stop. No, beloved. He was aiming to... Ino, please. As she finally stopped with a pout. You look so cute when you do that. Now, what did you learn, beloved? As Naruto was shown. As Naruto was quite surprised and then began to laugh. I see. Oh my god. Their fear for me has risen so far. Now I have a plan. And I know just what to do. As after that, we see 1 week have passed. That day has went by. As in front of Konoha's gates, we see Sasuke Uchiha standing with the head of Naruto Uzumaki and Ino Yamanaka, as he was covered in bruises, as he was brought inside and healed. As when he opened his eyes, in front of him stood none other than the Hokage of the village, as well as the elders and the council. Sasuke Uchiha, you deserted the village and returned back. Why? I have completed my revenge. The one thing I was set out to do. Avenge my family. Avenge the people that died that day. And I only did so because I did not wish to harm anyone. You wanted me to follow the path of hatred, and I couldn't kill my own comrades. To do so, that is why I acted cold towards everyone. It hurted me. As everyone's heart went out to the kid and the bravery that he has presented. How did you manage to? Itachi, I took Itachi's eyes. I knew it was bad, but I had to. It pains me that I have to carry his legacy. As I shown into the Mangekyo, I have the ultimate form of Mangekyo Sharingan, the Eternal, making me the strongest now. That is marvelous, Uchiha-sama. Not only have you done a great job to us, Konoha, but also have saved us and have returned with the ultimate dojutsu. Yes, I did. And for that you must be praised and given a present with. What do you wish, Sasuke? Said Daimyo as he arrived there. I think that it is necessary that I become the Kage now. What? Why? As everyone was shocked by this. Because Minato Namikaze is the cause of all this. His disappearance caused this pain. His wife and him caused this pain. My family to be blamed. And, in the end, for them to be turned sore and executed by Itachi. And, in the end, creating monsters like Naruto to roam around as they freely will. And which caused them to flinch. Yes, we agree. Minato-sama must have been a hero of the past, but it is in the past, as Uchiha-sama has said. We need newer vision, new persons who can guide us, not the old shoulders to carry the weight. The title must pass on, Minato, said Hiruzen with conviction. I see, and agree. As he handed over the hat, and Sasuke has become the Kage of the village. And as respectively the plan went by, and Obito was going to attack until him and the Akatsuki destroyed Konoha. And their Kage just stood there. Sasuke Uchiha stood there. Sasuke-sama, why aren't you? Why should I? Said Sasuke as all of them looked at him, as suddenly he ripped out the skin. Hello everyone. It was Naruto who was there. What? What have you... if you have bothered to check, it was Sasuke's head actually with Itachi's. Ino and I are alive very much. And we have joined forces. And as promised to all of you, as they all gulped, here is my army, he said. As he was standing in front of them, his arm flexed, and out of nowhere, the Akatsuki were pummeled to the ground, as the other 8 Bijus, as well as the other nations, were now standing behind him, alongside their huge army. See, I told you I will be bringing people like me, and I will personally destroy you. Isn't that right, Sasuke? As Sasuke was sitting there. But you told us that he's... Do you think I would kill him? For this, he was being betrayed by the Akatsuki, being used as a pawn. I opened up his eyes, even though with force a little bit, as Sasuke was scared and fidgeting, as Konoha attacked. Menma attacked, standing in front of Naruto. Today you die, you bastard! You have caused enough pain to everyone! Oh really now? I have caused the pain? I'll show you how much pain I endured, and return it 1,000 times back. As after that, 1 week went by. The place that was supposed to be the blood prison was now nothing more than a torture chamber that was used to torture the civilians of Konoha because of something they have done in the past. And they were tortured continuously until they were healed in the evening, and the torture continued again. The same way that Naruto suffered, but without the treatment. As for the Konoha's ones, they were the lowest of the lowest ranks, even if the nobility given barons. Nothing more than that. Barons. Not even the viscounts or counts. As this was the life of Konoha. And Naruto, who was a king, was respected by all and feared by all, as everyone has labeled him as a tyrant who can do whatever he seems to do and does as he pleases. Even the daimyos were executed because they, in the end, were the corrupted ones and have been using these people as they wished or commanded them to do so, their needs. But not any longer. Naruto has opened their eyes and have made them see the error of the ways of the daimyos and how they were oppressed by them, even if they were the ones with the most power. And the other Kages agreed to this and have become the lords of the land, while Konoha was personally the throne and main land of Naruto's kingdom. And his name was changed to Alvion's capital, because Naruto detested the name. And the Hokage monument was nothing more than a trash bin, where trash was gathered down. And it was the ultimate disrespect to Konoha's legacy, the legacies they also wanted to protect. As for Menma, his both arms were cut off. And the Uzumaki Namikaze family was nothing more than a detested family of slum people now. And as for Yugas, as well as the others, they were all barons of the lands. Nothing more, nothing less. Only Hiruzen was given the honor to become Naruto's trustworthy advisor, because Naruto still in the end respected him, but didn't trust him fully. But in the end, Hiruzen was able to prove his loyalty because he saw the way Naruto infected everyone and have changed many lives for the better. So in the end, he agreed that they were the cause of all the pain and misfortune, and agreed with Naruto's ways. And Naruto finally became what he wanted to, the king, alongside his beautiful wife. If it wasn't for her, he wouldn't have been here. He would have been a mean, but it would have taken too long. And he was happy for that. They have given birth to a beautiful kid named Inujin, with blue eyes and blonde hair. He was their beautiful son, and Inoichi and Misaki were forced to accept it. If they wouldn't, Naruto would make them. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story off, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!